Go, Sanguinius pleaded. A new armored figure knelt before him. It was his herald. He had not seen the legionary approach. Had he marched with the sanguinary guard into the Delphos? Sanguinius couldn't remember. He was there now, as he had come to the angel on the red tier. As, indeed, he had answered the first need on Macragge. His power sword upraised, he held his hand out to the angel. He said nothing. His gesture was eloquent. I will take your place. Let this burden be mine. Sanguinius looked up into the helmet of his unknown son. His path became clear. His duty could not end here. He could not protect his sons from their doom. His duty would be to fight until the appointed end came for him. Theirs would be to fight on and bear the dual burden of thirst and rage until salvation or oblivion would come for them. He did not hesitate. He had no doubts now. This too was fate. In the depths of his pain, he experienced a bleak hope and a bitter joy. He had always been meant to stand at the juncture of timelines, and though there was flux, though there was possibility, he had always been meant too to reach this point and to receive this offer from the one blood angel who could make it. There were too many symmetries, too many echoes, for the meaning of this moment to be otherwise. Once before, on Cygnus Prime, a son had taken the place of the father. Meros had sacrificed himself. He had become the Red Angel. He had embodied the thirst, becoming the worst of the Blood Angel's nature. On the red tier, the herald had banished Sanguinius's madness. He had confronted the primarch with the best of what he was. The best was there now. He would suffer for the angel. He was the perfect offering to the fates. No choice, Sanguinius gasped. The pain of the truth was as great as the physical agony that wrenched him across the portal. Sanguinius turned his back on ruin. He nodded. The herald raised his sword, both hands wrapped around the hilt, the blade pointing downwards. He stepped forwards. "Save your servant," Madail cried. "Who trusts in you, O four?" It snatched at the herald. As its great claws came together, the air burned around their contours. It tore the fabric of the Imperium in the frenzy of its effort. With the power that had shattered worlds, that had enveloped a system with a boneyard, it hurled itself against the gates of destiny and found them closed. It seized the herald, but the herald was already leaning forwards, plunging the sword into the portal. Madail's grasp moved the Blood Angel into the position determined by fate, and the blade struck the demon at the point where it was bisected by the portal, into the wound struck by the spear of Telesto. The herald stabbed the sword down to the hilt, holding the demon. Madail screamed with a voice of 1,000 agonies. The shriek clawed down the vault. Rubble by the ton collapsed into the center of the hall, crushing the demonic horde even as the abominations recoiled from the scream, moaning their despair. The roof of the temple was suddenly open to the air. The demon's torso reared up. Its eyes were wide and staring, and they were as blank as the orbs in its skull. Madail was blind. The demon screamed again and again. When Madail arched its back in pain, Sanguinius rose. He yanked the blade in carmine from the daemon's shoulder. He pulled the spear of Telesto from the monstrous body. The weapon burned in his grip, and the spearhead glowed white. He staggered back from the portal. The herald stood in the midst of the portal, neither in the temple nor in the Veritas Ferrum. Bestriding realities, enveloped by the storm of the warp, he should not have been visible any longer. He should have vanished the moment he entered the portal. His silhouette was visible, bent over of the body of the demon, his sword transfixing the undivided. The edges of his outline trembled as if the Imperium sought to eat away at his being. His stance over the writhing daemon was strong. He was motionless, already a symbol more than a warrior of flesh and bone. He would stand until his work was done. "We have little time," Sanguinius said to his brothers. We must act while my son holds fate at this crossroads. We must honor his sacrifice. It felt like a crime, like a new form of treachery, to turn his eyes from the herald and the miracle of that silhouette in the portal. At the last moment, he witnessed the greater miracle. He saw the outline of wings spring from the herald's shoulder. A new angel was coming into being. "Son of my blood," Sanguinius cried, "son of my hope." And the angel blazed with gold.